Where are we at? What are we doing?
So we are at Jewell Cemetery in Columbia, Missouri, and this used to be a farmstead, and this is where one of Missouri's governors are buried, as well as members of the Jewell family.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Insufficient Friends. I'm Kevin. She's Nikki.
Hi.
And if you just started this, you probably just saw us at the Jewell Cemetery here in Columbia.
Yeah.
We were out there a little bit before we came to record today. Just kind of looking around, seeing what we could find, because we've done some paranormal stuff before, and we just wanted to try a different one. The cemetery's supposedly haunted. But it was.
It was pretty peaceful out there today, though.
It was very peaceful. Besides all the cars going by.
I know, it is on a busy road.
Yeah, so, but anyway, what makes this a significant?
Yeah,
it's a state. It's a state.
It is a state park.
Historic site. So, what makes this one special? Because it's not a very big place. It's a little. It is
very small. Yeah. So here's my little blurb on Jewell Cemetery. So the shady tree-filled cemetery contains the grave of Missouri's, why do I keep saying 22nd governor, Charles Hardin, along with the descendants of George Jewell. The most well-known member of the Jewell family, buried in the cemetery, William Jewell, died while establishing a college in Liberty, Missouri that bears his name. And Liberty's out towards Kansas City, it's a suburb of Kansas City. And that's actually where my mom went to school. Shout out, Mom. You saw a grave that you might know the guy's name. Probably not. I don't know how much you paid attention, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's Jewell Cemetery.
Yeah. So it's supposedly haunted. We took a couple things out there, which we did the same thing basically when we went to the Missouri State Penitentiary a while back. We had an EMF detector, which we didn't get anything on.
No, nothing on that.
You also took some photos.
Yeah.
With your
off-brand
Polaroid. And the photos are supposed to you take two back to back, and then you try to compare and see if there's something that's in one but not in another that can't be described as something that's
like a natural phenomenon.
Yeah.
And I think the idea there is, I see people just taking one picture and then there's something there and they're like, oh my God, it's this.
Yeah, but
this
you
thing.
don't know.
And I'm like, okay, but where's the second picture where you compare it? Did you replicate it? So I always try to take at least 2 pictures, sometimes 3, but that's the idea there.
Yeah,
So
and you use the film because it supposedly can't be. It's gonna be more intact than a digital photo. Yeah, is the idea.
That's my idea behind it. I don't know if everyone feels the same way, and I know on phone images there's a timestamp. There's ways to tell if it was edited. From my understanding, I don't know. I'm not very good with technology.
Yeah, I'm sure there's geodata and crap in it.
Yeah,
metadata and stuff that can figure it out.
With a Polaroid, you don't need to do all that. You can just say that's what it is.
Yeah. And then you also had a spirit box.
Yeah, the SB7 spirit box,
which is basically like a scanner.
Yeah, kind of a radio scanner. Yeah. And I always set it to scan backwards. Okay. And super fast. And the idea there is if you hear anything, any sentence or word that spans multiple sweeps, it's something interfering, trying to use the energy from that. Because the whole idea in general is that, energy is neither created nor destroyed. Yeah. Spirits are energy. They can manipulate devices and things like that. That's why so many people go places and their battery drains or whatever. So that's the premise of it, is that if you hear something over multiple sweeps, it's not the radio, because that's only one really quick sweep.
Yeah. And we do you can ask questions. What we did was ask questions.
Yeah, the
I went out
method.
And asked questions, and then you listen for if there's an answer or something that sounds like an answer.
Yeah, so I sat down. I like to usually like sit down and like ground myself and then close my eyes so I can hear because it's hard to focus on that
Oh
thing
yeah, I can't. I
sometimes.
tried to listen to it one time and I
Yeah.
couldn't. I couldn't. It
Because
goes
it goes so
quick,
quick.
and you hear it's
Yeah.
like static and then noise and static, and it
Yeah.
keeps going back and forth, and it's really hard because you're trying to listen to like see if somebody actually if there's a word or a phrase or something, and it's so difficult to hear.
I think
anything.
it's like eventually after sitting there for like 10 seconds, then I get into the hang of it. And like my ADHD chipmunk brain can keep up with it at that point. Yeah. But so the Estes method is when someone has the spirit box plugged into headphones. So you're just listening to that, no outside noise, and then the other person is elsewhere, which was you in this case. You were asking questions. But you didn't get really any relevant answers today.
Yeah.
I think we did better at the penitentiary with that.
Yeah, the penitentiary was
room.
a little bit easier because there's so many people that were there.
Yeah.
So it's closed off. You were there at night. There's no outside noise.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of there, so you can like sit there.
Yeah.
Because what we did was a ghost hunt.
Yeah.
And we did it with Stevie. This was when we were doing the podcast.
Know what we were getting into.
What we were getting into until it was like, which I still don't understand because it was like 11:30 at night, and we told her, I'm like, this starts at 11:30 at night. And she's like, oh, okay, well, that's fine. It's like, how did you not understand this was a ghost hunt? Like,
I love Stevie.
So basically what it was we went, if you weren't listening or at the time or you didn't, tune in or whatever, we went there. They do a short they do like a 30-minute tour, a compressed tour that they would normally do about kind of the history and some of the stories about it. And then they're like, okay, they turn off all the lights in the whole facility and then they just set you loose and you can just go anywhere in this prison.
It's awesome.
That is abandoned and has been abandoned for 20 some odd years now and is, was its nickname, one of its nicknames, I think, was like the bloodiest
47 acres in
this side of like, it was not a pleasant place to be.
No, it's like you get bad vibes there.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much pain and suffering in a place like that. It's like visiting the cemetery today. It was actually really peaceful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's on a busy road, but like when you're there, it's peaceful. There's shade trees. Like it's just a nice place.
It's just there's not the
penitentiary's not.
No, because it's so much.
Yeah.
There was so much
riots.
There were so many bad things that happened, and you've also just got you've got both innocent and not innocent people,
so
terrible
a lot of
people,
emotions,
and also actual probably people that weren't were innocent, and it's just a whole thing.
And the women's cell block actually was like where I think we felt the worst, or not felt the worst, but got the most reactions
I think the worst was the ag sig is what you said was the worst. Like you went down there and were
is that the down the stairs?
Yeah, administrative segregation.
Yeah.
Which was like basically at the time that is where they put
it's like solitary kind of
the mentally ill people who were like a danger to society, and
because you walk down there and it's just like you immediately are like on guard.
Yeah, it's a even if you're not, even if you're not there at night in the dark, that's a creepy part of the prison.
Oh, it is,
because it's just it's got its own like gate. It's down in the basement. It's just
it's dark and the lights are off and it's scary. Because you asked today when we were out at the cemetery, because it feels so peaceful and nice. It's sunny. Yeah. You asked if it.
Do you think it makes
different.
a difference? Do you think it makes
during
a difference
the day and night.
Day and night.
I think naturally people are more scared at night. Like that's a given.
Yeah.
But in general, if you get used to it, because there are places. I've gone during the day that feel way creepier, way worse energies than, than this place during the day. So,
yeah, but we again enjoyed ourselves is a weird way to say it when you're going to a cemetery to do that. But we had
it's just fun to learn new things and read people's stories and the oldest graves in this cemetery, in Jewell Cemetery, from 1882.
Which isn't like
it's really not that old.
100 years ago, but which is a long time, but it's not really that old if you think about it.
Yeah.
Because
not really. And the cemetery on my parents' property, on their property line, The earliest grave was 1771 or 72, somewhere in there. So these, like, and then the person died like right before the first year of the Civil War. So I'm like, what a wild lifespan to be like born during one massive part of American history and then die during another.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Like, isn't that wild?
Yeah.
So that
cemetery
cemetery
they were born in the
is
Revolution,
older.
right? Or like right around the Revolution or whatever, which is just
right before it.
That'd be
craziness.
That'd be crazy.
But that cemetery is really run down now. It used to be kept up pretty well. And I don't know if the neighbor who kept it up passed away or something, because it's not a state park or anything like this one. It's just a small farm
on your
cemetery.
Land,
yeah.
So I'm guessing it's like a family cemetery.
It's very clearly like there's two families that are really prevalent there.
Okay.
And then some extra neighbors, I think. But no, I would love to, when we move out there eventually, I would love to start cleaning it up, scrubbing the headstones, picking the weeds, because there's like thorn bushes and stuff out there. And
you just want to kind of bring it back to what it should be. Yeah.
Have these like people be respected.
Yeah. That was one thing that I did notice. Like the cemetery, of course, the Jewell Cemetery is a historic site. It's a state site, so it is upkept. It is, but it's still old. There's still cracked headstones, and you know,
but you can tell someone who cared, you know, for this, tried to put it back.
Yeah. Because there was, most of them had, like, they were back on, they were, like, reconnected. I don't know if they'd use, like, concrete to reconnect them or something. There was a couple that were missing, but it wasn't like they were just laying on the ground. They just weren't. I don't know what happened to them. But I like the look of old headstones.
Me too.
More than I like the look of new ones.
The new ones.
Like, the new ones all look almost the same. And the old ones, they're very simple, but they were still nice.
Yeah.
And this is a weird thing that I feel like I'm talking about right now.
Oh, no. I mean, I already have planned out what mine's going to look like, but also I love estate planning, so that's a whole nother thing. But, like, I love...
That's weird in and of itself a little bit, but...
What?
That's weird in and of itself a little bit.
Well, okay, I'm a planner, okay? I like to have things planned out, even my own death, okay?
Yeah, hey, you know, more power to you, I guess.
But I love there was one that had like a little urn looking thing on top. Yeah. It was like a fruit basket type thing. And you could tell there were different symbols that people had clearly picked out. And so I like this symbolism versus now it's like everything's so modern and yeah, you can still put personalized things on it. Like you showed me one that had Busch Stadium on it, which is awesome.
One of them I saw, me and my dad are weird too. We'll drive through cemeteries if we find one that's interesting. Or somewhere in the middle of nowhere or something, we'll drive through a cemetery. And we found one last summer that had a full color photo, like aerial view of Busch Stadium with the arch in the background.
Yeah.
So
which
it's
is super
cool looking.
Yeah.
But it's different.
It doesn't. I agree.
It doesn't feel the same.
No, I like symbolism more than I think I would like just, you know, a picture or something like that.
Which the picture's cool again.
Yeah.
And it's full color. Like it was colored and everything, but it's still on the same thing. It's not like like indented or it's not like carved. It didn't look like it was like carved into it. It's just
like laser engraved almost.
It's like laser engraved on still the same exact, you know, like they all have that little thing that goes over the top and they're a big hunk of marble, which
they're super nice and clearly that meant a lot to that person. Like think of all the fun memories. I'm
glad that they had something like that.
Oh yeah.
I personally just don't.
I don't like them as much.
They all look the same. Whereas these ones were all a little bit different. They
were very personalized.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just a difference. It's just a difference in the way that you do things.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm really tired right now, Nick.
Well, let's move on to fun facts.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
We need to do shout outs.
Yeah, we got to do shout outs.
We didn't start with this.
We actually did this whole thing and I forgot to hit the record button. So we're doing this a second time. So
Kev's really tired.
So yeah, you can tell I'm really tired because we did it once and didn't even record it.
Yeah.
So anyway, what were your shout outs this week, Nick?
So there was just one on Instagram, I think, unless I missed any, but hopefully not.
We're sorry.
On the reel, on the reel of you putting on your detective fedora, Dan, I'm pretty sure it was Dan, commented and said the fedora looked very good on you.
Okay, well, thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan. I don't think we had any on YouTube, which I usually try to watch. Let's see here if
I didn't see too many others on Instagram except shout out to Sophie. She always likes everything that we post. I appreciate it.
Yeah, there wasn't anything really on YouTube this week either. But just comment. We'll shout you out. I mean, as long as
and like topic ideas too. We're always open to adding more things to our list.
Yeah, because we have a bunch of stuff that we want to do. Like we want to go. We're not going to always go to
different places. Yeah, but even like different. We're not always going to go ideas.
We're not always going to go either to like the paranormal stuff. Like we want to do a couple paranormal things, like the Limp Mansion would be fun.
Yeah,
you said Pythian
but we're
Castle
also going to go to what was it? Warm Springs Ranch.
Warm Springs Ranch.
Clydesdales.
Yeah, it's just the Clydesdales. Like
so, we're going to do a bunch of random stuff.
Yeah.
But if you have anything that you want us to do or anything you want us to talk about,
just
let us know.
Let us know because we're all about enjoying and having fun and
having our friends tell us what to talk about.
bringing everybody in. That's what it's supposed to be, is a community of insufficient people and insufficient friends.
Which I'm excited. We should have some upcoming guests soon.
Yeah,
so hopefully once we get them on the calendar.
We'll let you guys know about that when we get a little closer to those. But that'll be fun. We got some fun people that are excited to be on the podcast.
I'm excited to have them on there.
Yeah. So
on here.
Anyway, I think.
Fun fact time.
Yeah. Boom.
What's your fact bomb, Kevin?
So my fact, I like to have one that kind of matches with what we're talking about. And so I looked up facts about death.
Okay.
Which, it's always interesting to see like different things. But so when you cremate a person, right? A lot of people are cremated nowadays because it's cheaper, it's less expensive, and you can do different things. You can either bury them, you can keep them in your house, you can do whatever.
Yeah.
Apparently, a cremated body or a human body produces 3 to 9 pounds of ashes. I can't figure out. 9 pounds seems like a lot for ashes.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds like a lot.
3 to 9 pounds for because I don't. Ashes are like dust. It's dust, is what it is.
Huh.
So that seems like a lot.
But I guess like I have seen pretty big urns.
Yeah. And you're also, taking.
They fill the whole urn. I don't know.
And you're also taking like a person. 100 and anywhere from 100 to a 300-pound person, 400-pound person.
Yeah.
And you're whatever that's gonna weigh. Like most of you is water and other things that are gonna melt away or burn off. But people are gonna have different sized bone structures and things like that are
that's true.
Gonna be in there.
That's weird. That seems super heavy.
3 to 9 pounds. Yeah, that just seems like a lot to me.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do. I don't know how they do ashes. I don't know if they put them in I'm guessing they're in like a sealed thing inside the urn, something like a sealed, like a
I don't
bag
know.
or something. Are they not in it?
I've never had any. Everyone in my family has been buried that I know of, so I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's your fact for this week?
My fact has absolutely nothing to do with it. My fact is about Abraham Lincoln.
Okay.
So. Not about death.
Not at all. No.
Cemetery or anything. So Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln was a skilled wrestler and was honored with an award from the National Wrestling Hall of Fame in 1992. However, the wrestling style, it doesn't resemble modern day wrestling, so he was not honored by WWE.
Well, yeah, WWE's a different thing anyway, but
I don't know. That's just what this says.
Yeah.
I don't really know anything about it.
He was a wrestler. That is...
I think it was more like fighting, to be honest.
Probably.
From what I
was a cross
between
between boxing and things like that, probably.
Because I don't really know what WWE is, but I was trying to figure out the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. I was trying to learn more, and it kind of seems just like fighting.
Yeah. Interesting.
Either way, he got an award in 1992.
There was a fact about Abraham Lincoln, and now I'm just going off on a tangent.
Have you been to the Lincoln Museum? It's in Springfield, Illinois, I think.
I have not. I would like to go.
Cool. Yeah. We went when I was little. pretty little, and my cousins, we all went on like a family trip. And they have a lot of stuff tailored towards kids too. Like you can put on different costumes from the era, and well, I don't know post-COVID what they have, but it's a really cool museum both for adults and kids.
So there was like a meme or something going around a long time ago that said that Abraham Lincoln, like there was a time period where Abraham Lincoln could have sent a fax to a samurai.
A samurai?
Yeah, like they both would have existed at the same time.
Samurai is like the Japanese fighter,
like
right?
the fighters, yeah. Which I think of as like being a long time ago, not a current thing. I think there are some today, but I don't know how accurate that is because I'm looking it up and it talks about it like being a meme and like I don't really know how accurate that is, but it's in.
Well, when was you look up when was the fax machine invented? Because maybe it was before.
Yeah, because I don't know.
I don't know when that was invented.
Fax. So according to Wikipedia, wire transmissions were worked chemical fax type devices able to reproduce graphic signs and experiments in 1846. The patent for the first electric printing telegraph was made in 1843.
That's wild. He died in 1865.
Because there was an argument that the meme said like there was a 22-year span where they could have. So I don't know what, like what a fax could have been back. It probably isn't like what you're thinking of now.
Oh, it's definitely not what it is now, but
it is. It's an interesting
fact that the technology
concept.
was there and could have happened is wild.
Yeah, that's just a weird.
Yeah.
A weird thing. Because that's not something I think about being around that long ago.
Yeah.
Again, it's not like anything like what we have now, which we don't really have fax machines now anymore. I mean,
it's all virtual.
Some of them are around now, but they're not.
Like when I send faxes at work, it's like through a web page.
Yeah. Which I don't even understand why it's a fax anymore. Why isn't it just an email?
I don't know.
Because that's what you're basically doing.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
You're scanning it in to a computer.
Yeah.
Then you're saying it's a fax, but you're really just sending an email through a system.
Yeah, and then it prints it off.
Like, I don't really...
I don't know. Maybe someone can educate us on what a fax is.
There's another thing to comment on. Do you know how fax machines...
Anyone know what a fax is?
How you fax now versus
What does fax stand for? Or is it short for something? I don't even know what it means.
Facsimile.
What does that mean?
Sometimes
we need a linguist.
Sometimes called telecopying or telefax, short for telefacsimile. Yeah, I don't...
Very interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm guessing that's like a... What is facsimile?
A facsimile is a copy or reproduction of an old book, manuscript, map, art print, or other historical item that is as true to the original source as possible.
Okay, so yeah, if you're copying...
that kind of makes sense.
If you're copying and basically making a copy of it, then yeah, that'd be close to the original. It's not technically the original, but it is close. Yeah. Interesting. That was a weird tangent.
Yeah, that's okay.
Anyway, I think... We've gone like over an hour the last couple of weeks. I think this week's going to be a shorter one.
Yeah.
So don't forget to, hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, we had some fun. It's going to be a little different watching this week, but hope you guys enjoyed. Remember, like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, have all the social media things, and comment if you want us to shout you out. So, or you have any ideas for us to do in the future. But
please send ideas.
Yeah. So thanks for watching and listening, and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.